Joy of love, experienced by families, is also the joy of the Church, said Pope Francis. Welcome back to our programme. We are ready for World Meeting of Families. My name is Jenny. This is about the World Meeting of Families 2018, taking place in Dublin, Ireland. Today, we're travelling to the Archdiocese of Cashel and Emly, where we are visiting the magnificent Cathedral of the Assumption in Thurles. Let's go meet Archbishop Kieran O'Reilly and Father Martin Hayes and his team.
Families being in modern society reflect now a different way of living because they have to work in different places. Both parents very often are working now. Children go to different kinds of schools. So it's a very different world, perhaps from the one that I grew up with. But I still think that underlying all of that are the core values of love and care and mutual support. And I suppose that's one of the most important aspects for us in Ireland as we come to celebrate the World Meeting of Families. We have different ways of expressing that profound gift of faith that we have received in our baptism. And I think that's one of the exciting aspects of the World Meeting of Families, that we will see how others express their faith. For me, the World Meeting of Families is really about baptism, because those who will gather are those who are all into the water with Christ. And so we live a new life and a new hope and a new beginning continually offered to us.
One of the things we have done in this parish and in this diocese in preparation for the World Meeting of Families is to have a family fun day, which we had on the 29th of April last in Tipperary Racecourse, which is on the borders between two counties, Tipperary and Limerick, which encompasses our whole diocese. And one of the ways we found, which was successful in promoting this family fun day, was to advertise it via all the primary schools, 103, maybe 105 primary schools altogether in our diocese. And we asked the teachers, the principals in those schools to help us to spread the word about the Family Fun Day by organising a family art project. And what that meant was that we took some themes from the Grow and Love catechetical program, which is the catechetical program for primary schools in our diocese, and we picked up various themes around creation, around family life, around the love of God. And we asked then those principals in the schools to publicise that and to ask the children with their families to put together a piece of art. And that happened quite successfully, and it was successful in promoting the Family Fun Day, but also in raising awareness about what we're preparing for, and that is the World Meeting of Families in Dublin in August. Also in our diocese, what we did as well was we promoted the Amoris Parish Conversations, and that happened in different parishes throughout our diocese, and also groups of parishes came together. There are more difficulties facing families today in view of media pressures, and there is a generational gap in Ireland at the minute between young people and their parents, because there is quite a change happening in Ireland. One of the things is maybe there hasn't been as much communication between the generations on the topic of faith. That is an issue for Ireland at the minute, but hopefully the World Meeting of Families will highlight how families can communicate the message to other families and within their parish communities. The World Meeting of Families is going to bring a whole new approach to the way families live out their calling in their parishes and in their diocese.
I would like to think that there will be greater unity and greater understanding and appreciation of family. And families vary quite a bit in our society, but I would like to think that whatever about the variety, the common thing would be love and unity amongst the family. And hopefully that coming together in the RDS next August, please God, will highlight that and maybe strengthen the bonds that are already there. It needs to bring something fairly value-based, may I say, to Ireland. And I could say love in families, a great appreciation of the family bond and the unity, and also I think very much the whole notion of the three things that the Pope asked us to do very simply, to use very often the words please, thank you, and I'm sorry. And I think if these can be frequently used in a family in all sincerity, I think that will certainly strengthen what I like to think would be the family life in Ireland, because it is the nucleus of our society as I see it. I think if the lines of communication within a family can be left open and kept open at all times, I think that would strengthen the bonds in a family.
Today we pray for family and the happy times we have shared. We give thanks for the laughter, the memories and the joy which family brings. Lord, hear our prayers for our family.
Life is a journey and that we don't know what's around the corner at any time. So we need to depend on one another, we need to trust one another, we need to love one another. We need to have family, significant people in our lives in order to navigate our way through life. And this World Meeting of Families is I think it's important for us now because it focuses on family life, and the church is seen as a family of families, which I think is good today too, because the media in general presents the church as institutional, and I think the World Meeting of Families is now focusing on the church as being a family of families, and I think we can all feel more connected because this is happening now.
Well, family is first of all very important to me, always has been, and my family has always had a very strong sense of family, and I think the most important thing for our family, the fact that we are so united, stems from their bond as husband and wife, and they were very close and they instilled that closeness into us, and though they are gone to heaven, both my father and my mother, that bond and that unity and that closeness comes and stays with us even to this day. And God has always been a part of our family rosary, family prayers, that sense of belonging to church and being a community of church, and the family as the linchpin. And that is how I think we were reared. That sense that the family that prays together stays together. And in my own family setting, that is how it has borne out. And for that, I am deeply grateful to the Lord for that blessing. The one thing I suppose that unites everybody in a family is the love and the bond that's shared among them. And irrespective of what the family structure is, the most important thing is their love and their care and their sharing all of life together.
Hope you enjoyed this day filled with lots of music and fun. Have a great day. God bless.
The work of Shalom is an essential part and a powerful part of the work of evangelization, of promoting the objective of sharing the good news of the gospel, the joy of the good news of the gospel and its promise of salvation in this life and beyond death in the new life of the risen Lord. Its evangelization of culture and civilization is a most important objective for the people of God and the Church right around the world. In this 21st century, when the human family is battered by so many forces of change, of uncertainty, forces which seem to threaten and menace hope, the hope of the risen Christ and of the good news of the gospel is something which has to be shared not only between individuals, but with communities of peoples right around the nations of God's earth. May the Lord bestow his blessing on the work of Shalom, on all who are associated with it, and also indeed on all those who through their charity and kindness support its most important work.
Shalom World, God's own channel.